Pokémon Origins.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokémon Origins. Now it's been a while since an episode's been posted, I'm very sorry for that. I was really waiting to do the Kanto Starter remakes, but unfortunately it's been on hold for a while. So I decided, in the meantime, may as well carry on with the Kalos Pokemon. I think I'm going to do all the Kalos Pokemon just for, the lols, I guess, I don't know. I'm just going through doing them all. Anyway, today obviously we're doing Bunnelby and Diggersby because they come after the water starters in the Kalos Pokedex. So let's get going. First up we have Bunnelby, or its Japanese name is Horubi. It is number 659 in the National Dex and is the Digging Pokemon. It's a pure normal type, taking the place of, Rattata, Sentry, etc. in the Kalos region. It stands at 0.4 meters or 1 foot 4 inches tall and weighs 5 kilograms or 11 pounds. Now Bunnelby is a small grey rabbit-like Pokemon that has large grey brown tipped ears and also sort of like little pink insides as well. It has large eyes with black pupils and a small pink nose and large teeth, much like, a real life rabbit. It also has brown fur around its neck and two little sort of puffs of fur coming off its cheeks, which are also grey. It has a grey tail with brown spots on its legs and also brown toes on its hind paws, which are the lower paws. Its front paws, which is its little arms, are just grey like everything else. So, as you might have guessed, Bunnelby is based on a rabbit. There's a cute little picture of a rabbit there for you guys. And the use of its ears for digging may also be based on trowels or shovels, because they're similarly shaped. They're not obviously exactly shaped, but it might be inspired by that, especially since it's referenced in Pokedex entries and such. So, then moving on to the extra details for Bunnelby, it has no gender differences as the majority of Pokemon in the Kalos region do. And its shiny version has white ear tips and also white toes and white neck fur as well, and has red eyes, which I find really quite creepy, to be honest. And the Pokedex entry tells us that it uses its ears to dig their burrows, and this strengthens them so they can cut through thick roots. So obviously, rabbits will be burrowing under trees and will need to cut through some roots sometimes, so we can tell its ears are definitely a thing you wouldn't want to mess with, really. So, naming. Its Japanese name Horubi is based on the word horu, which means to dig, or also hole, because, rabbits dig holes, etc. The English name Bunnelby is a combination of bunny and tunnel, as, tunneling for, their rabbit dens, whatever they're actually called. So, if we take a look at the quick Generation 6 models for Bunnelby, as you can see here, just basically a bigger version of the in-game, the in-game model, as you can see at the top there. I've really, this is really cool. As you can see, its red eyes are really quite red there. It's for the shiny one, obviously, and also the inside of its ears as well are sort of a paler pink, sort of a tan colour. So yeah, its main body doesn't really change. It gets a bit darker in grey, but apart from that, that's really it. So if we take a quick look at its size here, we can see standing at 0.4 meters or 1 foot 4 inches, it doesn't really size up me or Ash quite that much. Now I'm actually taking this measurement from its feet to the top of its head, not counting the ears. If I was counting the ears, it'd be much smaller. However, I'm counting its top of the head because that's really your height. It does measure the height of ears as well, so that's where I'm taking that measurement from, if you were wondering. So next up, obviously we're moving on to Diggersby. Its Japanese name this time is Horudo, and it is number 660 in the National Pokedex, coming after obviously Bunnelby. It is also the digging Pokemon, so there's no change in its species name, but this time it is a normal ground type, so this is the first time the normal type in the region has actually evolved to, just another plain normal type. And Diggersby is actually the only normal ground type in the whole of Pokemon at the moment, obviously, so it might change in the future, but at the moment it has a very unique type combination. So, Diggersby stands at 1 meter or 3 foot 3 inches and weighs 42.4 kilograms or 93.5 pounds. A Bunnelby will evolve into a Diggersby starting at level 20. So, Diggersby, as opposed to Bunnelby, is a large bipedal rabbit and has ears that are with large, muscular forearms that are tipped with 3 fingers on each, and they are grey with brown ends on the paw finger things. There's also a protrusion at the end of the arm or the end of the ear, which could possibly mean it's actually a bone in its ear, which would be obviously very helpful in it being very muscular and powerful with these ears, and it makes a lot of sense. However, we don't actually know, it's not referenced anywhere, but it's a very big possibility. It has a round grey torso with smaller limbs and has little grey arms with white paws that it sort of tucks inside that little pouch or sash it has. It has stubby legs with brown paws as well, and its face has a brown muzzle with 2 large teeth and squinting eyes, and also has, those 3 little whiskers coming out the side of its face as well. So, as you might again be able to guess, Diggersby is based on a rabbit. However, obviously this time it's a bigger rabbit. So again, there's a lovely little picture there for you guys to see. It's a really big rabbit, that one. Wow, some rabbits, if you overfeed them, can actually grow massive. But obviously not the size of Diggersby, as you'll find out in the size a bit later on. Anyway, it may also have inspiration from digging equipment or machinery due to the powerful arms that actually seem sort of more robotic-like, or powerful machinery stuff, rather than human arms, or arms you'd expect to see on a living animal. It may also be based on construction workers due to there being around construction sites, as mentioned in sort of Pokédex entries, as we'll say in a second, and also that they lounge around after work, which obviously the stereotypical thing for construction workers is they also do that. So, there are no gender differences between Diggersby as much as with Bunnelby, and its shiny version has white ear tips and a sash, and also has a light brown stripe over that sash. You can also see it has a white muzzle and a white feet, and there's sort of darker pink inner ears as well now. The Pokédex entries tell us that it uses its ears to move boulders, I think up to a ton in weight, and the ears are actually strong enough to break through bedrock and reduce it to rubble too. So again, these are very powerful ears, and you don't want to be messing with them. So, the Japanese name Harudo is a combination of haru, which means to dig again, or hold, and also do, which means soil, or tu, which means rabbit. So again, really incorporating digging and rabbit and stuff like that in there. The English name Diggersby is a combination of digger and bunny. Digger being a piece of, a mechanical vehicle, etc., for digging, and bunny being, another term for a rabbit. So, really just, working together there. So, if we take a quick look at the models for Diggersby from Generation 6 here, you can see, obviously, Diggersby and Shiny Diggersby. Now, they're obviously the same, very similar, but as we can say, highlights again some of Diggersby's qualities. As a shiny here, we can see, obviously, it's got the white markings on its ears, and also the dot areas on its ears. Inner ears are slightly darker pink, sort of brighter pink, I guess. Muzzle is now white, and its nose is sort of a darker pink as well. And then its sash is white with a light brown stripe down the middle as opposed to the yellow stripe, and its feet are again white, and its body colour seems to have gotten a bit darker grey there, so there's not a huge amount of difference, but there is a considerable difference there. So then finally, if we take a quick look at Diggersby's size compared to Bunnelby, Ash and myself, we can see it's pretty damn big. As again, I'm taking this from the feet to the top of the head, so that sort of clarifies that, not taking the ears into account again. As you can see, it's more than doubled in size, really, since evolving from Bunnelby, and it's about just over half of Ash's size, not quite, just over half of my size as well, actually. So, yeah, it's a pretty big Pokemon. You definitely wouldn't want to mess around with Diggersby, especially with those big, powerful ears around, so, I wouldn't very much recommend that. So guys, thank you for watching this episode of Pokemon Origins. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button. It helps me out a lot, makes me happy. Yay! You can also leave a comment down below saying what you think of Diggersby and Bunnelby and how excited you are that Origins is back. Should be continuing fairly regularly, at least one episode a week, going through the Kalos decks, and I'll be doing some Mega Evolution stuff at some point as well. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video guys. I will see you next time. Goodbye.